The astrology rabbit hole I keep getting down into.
Yes, I hear you there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Cool and Groovy Things with Keith and Joni on the Otter's Den. Thanks for popping in. I got to get back over to chat here because I got off of it. Comments, there we go. Okay.
There you go.
Here I am. All right, I'm going to share this out real quick, Joni. Why don't you, well, let's see here. Nobody's popping on yet. I'm going to get this shared out real quick.
Share us out.
Absolutely.
Idiot.
Do.
I'm going to unplug my phone. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Okay.
I don't know, but let's take everything out of my computer. I have a salt lamp that's connected to my computer that works.
Aha.
And that probably takes a lot of power.
I bet it does.
Yeah.
All right, here goes one.
I ordered a microphone for Howie's show.
Cool.
They're not that expensive either.
What kind you get?
It's pink.
Nice.
Pink. I don't know the brand name, but it was pink, so I'm like,
Pink's cool.
it's pink.
I like pink.
I like that. It's cute. It's pink. I'm excited. Aren't you excited?
Yes, I am.
When is your first official show?
I don't know. I got to get with Howie on that yet.
You're going to be on
Speaking
Friday.
of Howie, hello, Howie. Thank you.
He heard us
Steve,
talking about him.
Steve, how you doing, brother? We got Steve Smith in the room. Hey, Madonna. All right, we got people from Kentucky and we got people from Australia. It's going to be a good show. Sound like the Hodge twins.
I love them.
Oh, they are awesome.
They're funny. What are we going to talk? We are going to talk about this week.
Yes. What's going on in the stars?
This week is it's Pisces week. Okay. Astrology, the end of the year is always Pisces is the end of the cycle. 12th house, 12th zodiac sign. So it's like New Year's.
Interesting numbers. 12 and 12, 144, 144,000.
Okay.
It just came out.
Okay. That's okay. I love numbers. So with that being said, this is a very Pisces it's the emotional sign. It's the fish. It's all water this week. Guess that very emotional week. Very intuitive week. That's what I said about talking about clairvoyancy, because if you want to find out where your gifts are, this is the week to do it.
Yeah, now is a good time to do that. Not only with, astrologically, but, with what's going on with the Earth's resonance. And we don't have any retrogrades going on right now. We're out of Mercury's shadow. So we don't have anything pouncing on us, tossing lessons up. We can sit back, we can meditate, we can work with spirit and learn and grow. I mean, it's an awesome time.
If this was a key week to do it, this is the week to do it. Now, like I said, you could be driving along and start to cry. That's okay to cry. It's cleansing.
Absolutely.
It's that kind of week before we jump into Aries. And when we jump into Aries, it's quick and it's fast and it's fire and it's story. So, you're good.
I'm looking for my phone so I can just turn the volume down on it. Hang on.
Look in your pocket.
It's not in my pocket. Hang on. I know where it is. Hang on.
We're not going anywhere. it's going to be a very interesting week, Keith. It's a slow week. It's a quiet week, but it's still a very emotional week. So get ready for it, because the end of the month we have some the weirdness continues with astrology. Very weird. We have, what's interesting is called the Venus star point coming up. Well, I'll talk to you guys, but I don't know where Keith went. He's looking for his phone.
Well, it disappeared, but it shouldn't be coming through here. Is your volume turned up for your notifications?
No.
Huh. Okay. Well. All right. Anyway.
I was just yapping. I was talking about the Venus star point. Venus star point is March 26th. And what that is Venus and the sun are in the same degree, same sign. It's the Venus star point. And if you recall, you know who Lucifer is with the morning star. You know what planet that is, don't you? It's Venus.
Ah.
We have parts of Venus. She can be in her morning star or her evening star. So she's associated with the Lucifer story. She's in her evening star status, which is the top of Venus.
Okay.
It's a wonderful transit. Freedom, risks, leadership, new beginnings. Everything that you love is with Venus. But I'll write down. It's at the same time that's going on. Mars and the North Node of Destiny, which is the moon in Aries.
Okay.
Are conjuncting. I think Mars is going to be our trigger. Mars is always the trigger. Mars is the male energy. Yeah, it is what it is. It's male energy. It's the hot. It's the positive.
Okay.
That's our trigger.
Kind of like the divine male, the divine masculine energy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's in 13 degrees Gemini. Guess what that stands for? It's the peak of achievement. This degree in Gemini is the pianist that sits and they practice and they practice. Stop it. Practice and they practice and they become the master. It's the master.
Okay.
You go
excellent.
out.
Excellent
go out
time
there.
to be working with your gifts.
This is historic. Again, it's a historic year. This is go out and make it better. You keep striving. A lot of universal messages are coming through the planets for the last week of March.
Okay.
So, but until then, we've got this week to really tap into the intuition. Yeah. Unfortunately, Mercury's going into Pisces, and Mercury doesn't like Pisces. It's not very happy there because Mercury is the intellect. Well, you've got the intellect with the dreamer.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
But he's not in there very long, just to like April 2nd.
Okay.
So you might feel a little bit out with all of the planets will be shifting as well into Aries. You're gonna feel a little out of sorts. It's normal. Dreams this week are going to be phenomenal. Mars is king. I love Mars. You like Mars too. It's our energy.
Yeah. Dreams have been a little freaky here lately.
A lot of people are dreaming the same thing. So, that's your phone.
I know, and it's like right here, and I don't see it.
Pick up your phone. Pick up your damn phone. It's a good week. I think it's a good rest up week for the end of the month, because there's a lot of, everybody talks and debates what's going to happen at the end of the month. Some people are. Did you find it?
It was under the tablet I was writing on.
So we'll just have to wait and see. That's what you have to wait and see, and roll with all the energies like we did in 2020. 2021 is going to go by so much faster because we're in air energy. There's not going to be stagnant like 2020.
Yeah, it's already halfway through March, and it seemed like 2021 just got started. I mean, we're just zooming.
We're in air. We're in air energy, and we came out of that damn earth energy that was really sluggish and rooted and structured.
Yes. Yeah, hopefully with the water energy, things are gonna flow for us better. Financially, personally, all aspects. Just don't fight it. Like Steve says, you got a river flowing. What happens if you jam a log right in the middle of it? That creates different currents and eddies. And if you try to walk up it, it takes a heck of a lot more effort to get up the river than it does to hop on a log and just float. See where you go.
I think emotional energy is good to have, because with that, all that Pisces energy brings a lot of kindness. It brings kindness, understanding. It's a lot. It's a toning down of what the Aquarian energy was.
Okay.
If you notice, I don't see that many people fighting on Facebook now. You can actually, if you watch the change of the planets, watch the arguments, and it's fun to watch.
I've noticed that. I have noticed a change. I've been watching the political posts. I've been watching the paranormal posts. I've been watching this and that, several different aspects of a lot of different things, and it has really toned down. Naturally, there's still a few, I'll just say people, who want to stir things up, but for the most part, it has really calmed down. It's amazing. You can actually have a conversation with somebody instead of them just ripping your head off. You're wrong, I'm right, and blah, 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 and it's, you can actually talk and compare notes and points and learn. It's nice.
Well, that, when we go into Aries, watch that, which is coming up in April. Watch the tone shift just in social media. Okay. It'll go back to being combative.
You saying it's going to be more combative?
Yeah.
Okay. So sure. 1st of April.
Mars, Aries. Yeah. It'll be fun. It's fun to watch it because you can actually see it. You see it play out.
Got a question come up. Will there be a good day to talk to her boss to find something she's not happy about financially?
Any day this week except Thursday. We have a great week this week, every day except Thursday. Yeah, every day this week except Thursday. It's really good. This is a good week. It'll be a very kind talk. It'll be a very calm, nice. I would do it before next week, before the 22nd, before those dates come into play, because I don't know what's going to happen next week. I don't think anybody knows. There's too much when you shift into Aries out of Pisces, and there's a lot of shifting going on. We've got a lot of conjunctions. We've got all hell breaking loose next week again. And I think Mars is the trigger. So I would just do it this week for sure. Every day is good this week, except for Thursday's a little bit rocky. But other than that, it's a good week.
All right. Mental note. Thursday.
But it won't be. But it's not. It's not like you got a Saturn square or anything like that. But look to see where, and then with the North Node conjunction, that's your destiny. That's what you came down here with your contract, with your natal chart that into this incarnation and said, this is what I want to achieve, when Mars hits that, it will give it a lot of push. So look up your North Node.
That makes sense.
With Aquarius, it all slips out anyway. It's just gonna slip out. Mars is your drive. It's your go. I love Mars. I don't see Mars as being combative.
Very possible, Howie.
It is a trigger. It is a trigger. Sure it is.
I think he's asking if he could be a trigger for another person. Maybe trigger them into learning about themselves, looking inside.
Only if they allow the trigger. If they allow it, they'll do it.
Yeah, it's either they're gonna allow it, they're gonna get triggered. But if they go back and start thinking to themselves, then maybe they'll start doing some work. Not only did you trigger them, but maybe you triggered their awakening starting. So either that's going to happen or it ain't. They're just going to be, triggered, and that's on them.
I would do it this week, or wait until the 26th, because that Venus conjunction is wonderful for sitting down and talking. And I would do it. The Venus conjunction is excellent time.
One thing I've noticed, Sunday, the new moon energy, I felt it building, and then Sunday, I was planted on the couch. My mood, emotions, just all over the freaking chart. A lot of people I've talked to, same thing. We got 3 days worth of, downhill slide now. And today was much better, but I did finally get off the couch. I made myself get up, and I went out in the garage. And once I got out up off the couch and out in the garage doing something I enjoyed, I got a lot done. I started clearing clutter. Nerf bars that have been in my rafters for a decade, I never got put on my truck. Now my truck's rusted enough, I can't put them on. So I'm getting rid of them. Chimney stuff, for wood stoves that's been up there for decades. I can't use it. It's gone. I made a lot of room. I got rid of a lot of stuff. That's one thing that is on my mind right now, is clearing clutter, making my space the way I want it. I don't want to keep things that I don't need anymore, that I don't want anymore, that I've had for 40 years and I'm never going to use. I'm getting rid of it. So I'm making room for new things to come in. And that's one thing we do when we do shadow work. We get rid of old things that are bothering us, that trigger us, those old past traumas. We make room for new, better stuff, new light to come in. And I had a direction I was going to take this. Hang on. But I think that's goes along with, you saying, now's a good time to do spiritual work on your gifts. So not only can you clean the clutter in your home or your workspace or what have you, you can clean the clutter in here, chakras. I mean, you can it's a good time to clear everything.
Writing this little manual on how to increase your skills, or to know if you're psychic, so you think you're psychic. Writing this little manual has taught me a lot of things that I had forgotten, that I knew, but exactly what you just touched on, because when I was growing up, my mom would always say, you are the biggest right brain ever. Oh, yeah. I mean, now that I'm an adult, it's like, where is the left brain at? It is so important to know if you're a left brain or a right brain, because if you're a left brain person, that your intuition is on your right brain. Your abilities, psychic abilities, are on the right brain. If you are an intellect and you fill your brain with so much and it's not balanced, you're at a big disadvantage to tap into that. Does that make sense?
It does. That makes sense.
Absolutely. So, for example, I use tarot as an example. All those cards you cannot memorize. I've been reading tarot cards for 45 years. I still can't. I don't know all the cards. I'm not going to memorize them. I'm not going to get stressed. I simply put the book next to me. But then I have to allow my intuition in as well.
That right there. That's something I've been doing. I get them out once in a while. I play with them. I shouldn't use that word. Wrong word. Anyway, I used to pull a card, look at the book, and I'd go by exactly what it says. Okay. Well, then I'm like, you know what? I'm never going to memorize all this. And I started watching lives, from some of the other readers, and they're just using their intuition. So I started doing that, and I've actually gave some people some pretty good readings. So who knows? I might get those out a little bit more here. And the learning and growing thing. I've been wanting to get my Reiki Masters, and every time I try to get the book out, something comes up. No, you can't study right now. Well, maybe now's a good time for me to study.
It's an excellent time to study. And I mean, even if you dedicate 10 minutes a day, just schedule an appointment for 15 minutes, even if it's in the morning.
With myself.
Get up 15 minutes earlier. To write. I don't like it, but I'm making this manual because that way when someone asks, I can just tell them to go to the website. Here's the manual. So, but it's very important. Well, the thing, that's another part of the manual is picking up some sort of divination that you are drawn to, whether it's the runes,
scrying,
astrology, the Odu, that will help you when you're studying. It does unlock, but it is your intuition that will guide you. You can't be so caught up in the left brain exercise that you're not allowing the right brain in, which is your intuition. Oh my God, I can't remember that card. I can't remember what that stone is. The Yi Ching, what's that coin? And you stress, your intuition is locked up.
Yeah, exactly. When people ask me what stone should I use for this, I got this going on. What would be good for that? I used to go to the computer, start searching, and it'd take forever. And now it's like, Spirit says this one. Whether that stone is for that purpose, general purpose or not, Spirit said they need this one. Okay, here, this is going to help you. Show them how to use it, when to use it, how to cleanse it. And 9 times out of 10, 95% of the time, it helps them. And that gets them learning about, stuff like that too. So, there's a bonus.
It is. It's all goes hand in hand. But like you said, when you're cleaning out your space, you're not only cleaning out your physical space, you're cleaning out your mental space as well. And I mean, you have to do that, or you cannot use intuitive gifts. The balance has to be there. You have to dump everything so that you can vibrate above it to hear.
Exactly. One thing that did actually help me was cleaning my basement out. I had tote after tote after tote of my kids' homework, their art projects, receipts, bills from my first marriage all the way till now. I was a borderline hoarder. I kept everything. And I just started going through. I did what my mom did with me when she was done with, our homework and our stuff. She's like, here, you want it? Do what you want with it. So I got everything together. I gave my daughter hers. I gave my son his. And then I went through my stuff. And as I'm doing this, all these memories came up that I haven't had for a long time. And I was able to reflect on a lot of things from back then. So I got a lot out. Not only did I get a lot out of my home physically, I got a lot out mentally and emotionally. I was holding on to letters from high school girlfriends, and I had to sit there and hold them and think, why do I still have this? And I finally came up the what if. The what if. What if I ever get back with that person? Look what I got. Nah, I don't need that. Guess what? They went in the campfire out back. I burned it all. I just gave it back to the universe. Thank you for the lessons. I lit it up, and I spent an afternoon popping a couple beers, wadding up a letter, wadding up a receipt, and I had me a good old time. And I felt a lot better afterwards.
You absolutely do that. And I mean, I think it's a great week to do that too, is to balance. And then while you are decluttering, look for a sacred space.
Yeah.
Make a sacred space where you can go and even have your quiet time or to connect. And I mean, it all goes hand in hand. This is a great week to do it. You first of all, you got to find where what your clairvoyance is. What is it?
Yeah, and the more shadow work, the more you look inside, the more spirit can say, "Hey, this is your purpose. This is what you can do." Until you get that clutter out of there, your daily life running 24/7, you're worrying about stuff from 20 years ago. You're worrying about what you got to do next week. You're freaking out. You're not going to get anything accomplished. Live for today. The past is done. There's nothing you can do about it. The future ain't here yet. Plan for it. Don't dwell in it. Live for today. What do I got to do today? Okay, here's my list. Okay, now I can spend 10, 15 minutes and just be quiet. Listen.
And that's true. And then, and then this came to me when I was writing it too, is a lot of self-love is really not a bubble bath. It's if you say to somebody, I'm angry. Wait a minute. You have to say, I feel anger. If I say I'm angry, then I'm labeling myself.
Yeah.
I say anger, it's just an emotion, it's temporary, I can deal with it because of the anxiety with the kids. And they always say, I'm anxious, I'm anxious, I'm anxious. No, you feel anxiety. Honor it, but don't make it you. Don't let it define you.
Exactly. It's an emotion. You need to feel it. You need to feel it to figure out why you're feeling it. Once you figure that out, say anger. You got mad at somebody. Okay, you're feeling anger. Okay, let's sit back and figure out why. Then you can let it go. Lori Ladd. I've been sharing a lot of her videos lately. She had a video on that was awesome. It's like imagine yourself, in airports. They got that flat escalator thing, that moving sidewalk. Okay, imagine you're on that, and every person that you pass is an emotion. Okay, keep looking forward. Feel what you're feeling now. Let it flow. Understand it. Pass it. But every time you look off to the side and you see another emotion, you're giving that other emotion power. You're bringing it back in. So I thought that was a kind of a good way to put it.
It's excellent. I mean, you have to honor it. But then, and then when you have your anger, you get to a point where you say, did I say something to trigger that person?
Yeah.
What did I do? Hold yourself accountable as well. Yep. So I think accountability comes in huge. Integrity,
yeah,
accountability, and character are three main things that spirit walks with. You cannot access the gifts of if you don't walk with what spirit teaches. So in other words, I want to be anointed by spirit, but yet I'm not living with spirit's rules. Well, We're all human. We got to try.
Yeah. If we don't try, then we won't ever succeed. Um, just like finishing a race, a foot race. You're not going to win unless you get off the starting line. Just make sure your shoes are tied. Sunday, I got triggered a little bit. I got angry, and then I got angrier. And I used to just let it out, but I'd let it out in the wrong ways. Now it's been so long since I've gotten angry. It's almost like I forgot how to let it out, and I worried about letting it out the wrong way. And so I was having a lot of anxiety about that. So I had to sit back on the couch. It was a lesson. It was a lesson day. Figure out why I got triggered, why I was feeling angry. And I told myself, you know what? In this instance, it's okay for me to be angry. I can be angry. I don't have to throw anything. I don't have to smash anything. I don't have to call anybody up and rip them apart. I can just be angry for a moment and let that energy run its course. And after about a half hour, it did. I wasn't angry.
That's excellent.
It changed to almost like sadness, depression. So I worked through that one. And once I got that where I needed to, then I was able to get off the couch and go do something. I think I was depressed and sad because the person that I needed to see and talk to that day to get some things, very important things accomplished in my life, I need to get some things finished up. Once again, wasn't able to. I'm just going to leave it at that. And it did. It made me angry because I've been trying weekend after weekend after weekend after weekend after weekend. And there's always something. But is that spirit says now's not the right time to do that? Or, it's then you get, then my Scorpio mind gets to overthinking on a lot of stuff. So all the time I'm cleaning stuff up out there, I'm like, okay, is the timing wrong right now? Are we supposed to wait for something to happen? Which we were talking about earlier. I don't know. We'll just wait and see. We'll let things flow and see what happens next weekend. That's all I can do. I can't control it. If I try to control it, if I try to force it, it's not going to work. I just got to let it flow.
You have to look at too, you're a double fire sign. With, Scorpios have tempers as well. So going into it right out of the gate, there are things that, with me just being a double Libra, that right there is not a big. Libras are non-combative, but then throw the Aries in. But somebody that's got a double fire sign, they can. That's very difficult for them. It is hard. It's hard to hold back.
It really can be difficult sometimes. And that's another reason why I stopped getting into those political conversations on Facebook. Somebody starts to get smart ass or, something like that. I'm like, hey, have a great day. And I leave. I wish them something well. I wish them to have a great day. I put some positivity towards them and I kept my peace. I didn't allow myself to get to that point where I got triggered and started spewing out words that I did not need to, that might hurt somebody's feelings.
Well, it's not worth your energy.
No.
Somebody's made a comment, actually, I don't even remember where it was, about how somebody had split the country and this country was a mess because he had split it. And I said, you're giving that person entirely. I don't allow that person to have that much power over me to decide my opinion on certain subjects that I'm very clear of. So if you give somebody that much power in your life, you need to look at your life.
Yeah. keep your power, keep your peace. If you give away your peace, it's on you. If you give away your power, it's on you. If it happens, which it does sometimes, sit back and think about why. Maybe there was a good reason for it this time. Who knows? But a lot of times we just fly out the handle.
Well, spiritually, is maintaining and keeping your power as well. Nothing to say because I love church. I love to go to church. But many Orthodox churches, a lot of the spirituality was kept out of the Bible, especially the reincarnation and the lost books, because they didn't want to give the people the power to heal, the knowledge, the power to heal, all of those things. So when you go back and read the lost books, your whole outlook looks different. You can see where they have, through the centuries, thousands and thousands of years, have played people. Do not allow them to have that much power.
Yeah. I'm going to touch on this, and I'm not going to hit on it real hard, but organized religion is one of the best ways to control the populace. There's religion and there's spirituality. You can be religious but not spiritual. You can be spiritual but not religious. But where you're talking an organized religion, you have to do things this way because this is what it says. That's control. God gave us free will. When I go to church, I go to the lake. That's my church. That's where I get my tingles. That's where I talk to spirit. Everybody's different. If you want to go to church, great. I don't feel that I should be forced to go into a house that man-made, not God-made, man-made, in order to worship him. I go do something spirit-made, God-made. I go to the lake.
And I think that's the whole thing now, is to respect what everybody, the belief. If you go back and study all the ancient beliefs, they all have trilogies. It all is one and the same. So it's one and the same, all of them.
Yeah, every religion there are similarities. God and the angels, Zeus and the other Greek gods. There's flood stories in almost all of them. There are so many similarities between all the religions. It's not even funny.
They all have trilogies.
Yeah, it all came from the same place, and then man separated everything into their own belief, and here we are today. And you were talking about the books they took out of the Bible. They're hard to find sometimes. The Book of Enoch is a rather interesting book if you want to delve into that sometime. But I forget how many books they've taken out.
Let's see, we've got Book of Thomas. There's the Book of Mary. I think Book of Enoch is in the Catholic Bible. I think.
I don't believe it is. I think they took it out of everything.
It's in my Bible, but I have a spiritual Bible.
Oh, okay.
I have what's called a Dake Bible. It's a spiritual Bible. It's in mine. I want to say there's like 17, maybe 12 or 17. I'm not sure. You could just look them up. They're great. It's a great study. But this is a great week to do this.
Yeah, study.
Well, even look for things spiritual, because your mind, the energy is perfect for it. It's really a great week to do it.
Absolutely. Madonna had a good point on what we were just talking about. It's good to let things flow. However, there are times when you're being dicked around by another person, and she feels there is value to stand up for your needs as well. And that's absolutely, you need to, stand up for yourself and protect your values. You don't want to give your power away that way either. It's fine balance, but your gut, your intuition, will tell you, to let you know what's going on there. And that's exactly right.
And there are times you have to stand up. That's what I said. Honor being angry. Feel it. If I have anger, I feel this anger. Honor it. Tell somebody why you are. But don't make I am not the angry person, but I
Right.
feel the anger is just an emotion. And then
Yeah.
what you did, feel it.
Yeah, and if you don't explain to somebody why, say, there's a couple, one of them gets angry at the other one. If you don't explain why that made you angry, they're not going to know. It's going to keep happening, and then it's going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. So, communicate, comprehend each other, understand each other. Communication and comprehension. You can't have communication without comprehension.
I don't understand that question.
Um, I think she wants to know, her sun sign and then her moon and rising. Her other two signs.
Oh, you can Cafe Astrology. You can go to let's see, Astro. What do I use?
Astro Matrix.
Yeah, Astro Matrix, and then just pull up your chart and put in your time of birth and your place of birth, date of birth, place, time. And it'll show you your rising sign will be the first one on the left in the circle, but it'll say ascendant. And then you have your moon sign and then your sun sign. Your sun is the circle with the dot and your moon.
Not anymore, Tom. They got moved.
I think they've been there forever too. When the Dead Sea Scrolls were found, and the one Bible with the Book of Enoch was found in, was it Turkey? I think it was
sure.
found in Turkey. Book of Enoch is really good. I read a lot of that this week. It's interesting because a lot of the astrology reincarnation was all in those lost books.
Yep.
Especially astrology.
Yeah. Again, knowledge. And
guess who was told not to go on the Titanic? I found this out today. J.P. Morgan was told by his astrologer not to go on the Titanic, and he did not.
Imagine that.
And you know what he said? Everybody can be a millionaire, but you have to have an astrologer to be a billionaire.
There you go. I think Trump's got one. I really do.
I think a lot of them.
President Washington, I learned the other day that he had an astrologer. He had visions. He used his gifts to figure out what to do. The way he won the door. The way he won the war, is the astrology and his visions. That's how he did it.
His visions are actually in the Congressional Library.
Yeah, I want to take a look at those. It's on my. I got to write that down because I keep forgetting. I want to study that.
His visions are in there. And Ben Franklin was an astrologer. Ben Franklin was.
Yeah, I never knew that till just recently. I never knew. They don't teach you that in school. That's knowledge. I
think Ben Franklin picks the date to sign everything according to the astrology.
Yeah.
Because America's astrology chart fits her perfectly, as a Cancer. And like I said, this aspect that's coming up in the end of March is in the fourth house of America, which is homeland. Whatever's going to happen here at the end of March will be on the homeland.
So do you think it's going to be another catastrophic event like 9/11, 9/11? Or do you think it's going to be more financial? Because there's a lot of talk about, big changes in the financial world.
I think it's financial. I would say financial. I think right now we're in spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
So nothing that would pop up would surprise me right now. Nothing would surprise me. Any events could be triggered. We're in that square.
Okay.
Saturn square.
Yeah, Tom, the border, that is huge right now. It is. It's huge. And they're hiding it. Greg Braden. Yeah, Greg Braden. If you're on Gaia or Google him, he had a show on Gaia, and he developed, man's a genius. He developed a calculator, an event calculator, to where he could take one, say, catastrophic event and calculate the possibility of when the next one was going to hit. And he went through the timeline showing you, using his calculator, how it predicted 9/11. And if I remember right, 2020 there was supposed to be another event, but there could be like 100-year difference either way. So you're seeing a cataclysmic event, some kind. He is too. I've seen earthquakes. I keep seeing earthquakes and freaking volcanoes. I know there's a lot of volcanoes and earthquakes happening down in Antarctica underneath the ice. It's melting the ice.
Earthquakes for Uranus. Pluto is volcano.
Okay. Well, he's dancing a little bit. And they're not telling anybody about these volcanic eruptions down there under the ice. It's melting the ice, which is releasing gases and things. And, they're talking about global warming. Well, volcanoes can affect our weather patterns. So we got to keep an eye on that.
Well, I predicted something in 2020. That virus was released. It's in the astrology chart. The virus was man-made, released. That's a biohazardous weapon.
Absolutely.
So that, to me, is catastrophic.
Yeah. Yeah, look at what it did to the economy. Mr. Bill.
What is he saying is going to happen next?
What's that?
What is next?
See, that's what I don't know.
I have to look him up.
I don't think a depression, something's going to happen to change that before it gets that bad. Before I forget, there was a question up here. I'm going to jump back up here for just a second. On the astrological charts, and Madonna, it's astromatrix.com. I did type it out in the comments. Time of birth is a problem for her. It's either 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. The hospital was on fire when she was being born, so 2 times written. Would she be okay splitting it and going 12?
Would your mom know? Would your mom remember?
If not, maybe split it. You're going to get close.
You know what I would do? I would run the 11 and I would run the 1. And then I would see which one best fits you. You're an adult now. There's a lot, run them both.
Yeah, that would be good. That way she can compare each one. See if they're the same. They might be the same. And then if they're not, see which one fits her better, her personality better, the way she thinks better, etc. $12, lunchtime.
I would run them.
Yeah.
The only thing that might change may be the moon and the rising sign. And some aspects may change. But you'll be able to tell when you read the chart and you're going to say, that's me. That's me. I mean, whenever you look at a natal chart when you're an adult, everything jumps out at you because you're like, are you shitting me? This is me.
Yeah.
It's very, very clear.
Yeah. Anytime I start looking at that, I look at Scorpio first, and then I look at Aries, and then I look at Sagittarius. And I also look at Libra because for some reason I know why. I push out Libra traits sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. So I look at all of those and then combine everything. It's like, oh, that's why I got this going on right now. That makes sense. That makes sense. But I use it to understand what I'm going through, not as a guide of what's coming. Because if I do that, I'm gonna start thinking about it. I'll make it happen.
Well, that's a misconception because you are in charge of your destiny and future. Period.
Yeah.
You know the energies that are around you that it could influence it. But it's your decision.
Absolutely.
It's the 23rd through the 28th are going to be some.
She want to know if she could print the chart, her birth chart off the site. Yeah, you can.
Mhm. That's Renee. See, that's almost close to you, Keith.
Yeah, double. She's fire, and what's Cancer? I can't remember.
Water.
Water. Okay. Yeah, I'm water, fire. You're fire, water. Fire, water.
That's why you guys get along super, super well. What a
Yeah.
mess. That's
And we do get along pretty well. It's kind of cool.
Do you read each other's minds?
I don't know.
You know what she's thinking. Sometimes she'll answer, and you know what she's going to say.
Like if we're on the video feed or she's on the feed, sometimes.
Super.
I don't do it purposely. And Renee, you definitely want to stay out of this one. It's dangerous in there.
Right. It's wacko. Scorpios are wacko. Run.
That reminds me. I was watching the show Lucifer on Netflix, and he was talking to his partner. They were looking for somebody on a computer system, and he was like, they were looking for somebody named George or something. It's like, the really bad criminals always have the most common names. By the way, stay away from anybody named Keith. And just the way he said it, I busted a gut. I was laughing for 2 or 3 hours on that one. But he ain't wrong.
And then add Scorpio to it.
Yeah.
Somebody had said something about a Scorpio the other day. I just laughed. Yeah, the Capricorn will really balance and keep a Leo Aries. I mean, it's a great combination because a Leo walks in a room. They're the leaders. They are the strong ones. The Aries is the warrior. But the Capricorn in there gives you that solid structure, the work ethic, the hard worker, to where you're not all over the place with all that fire, if that makes sense. Because with all that fire, it's like boom.
Yeah.
It's combustible.
Yeah, it is. When I got a lot of stuff to do, I can't decide where to start. I have so many things to do. I don't know what to start on, and I'll sit down to ponder it, and then I don't get up and I don't do anything. I just keep overthinking it, and then I don't get nothing done. I know it. I know I do it. I know I'm going to do it. I got to train myself not to do that. Okay, pick something little. Okay, got that done. Cross it off the list. Okay, what's next? Okay, this is a little one. That ain't going to take too long. Let's get that one done. That's the way I got to do things. If I can get up and get that first thing done, then I can keep going. Then I can enjoy myself. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here stewing.
Well, a Leo takes control of everything. That a Leo, they're wonderful, friendly, happy. They are our leaders. But they walk in a room, you know it's a Leo. I can spot a Leo a mile down the road. But that Capricorn mixed in there for him is really a huge advantage. Huge advantage. because he's got two, number one and number two strongest signs in the zodiac. Nothing would stop that man. Nothing can stop him once he puts his mind to something.
Rocket, man. Rocket.
It's a great combination.
Aries moon sign with our Cancer sun sign. There's no clues what the Aries moon sign would mean for a Cancer sun sign.
Well, Cancer is the self. Aries rules the moon, rules your emotional. The ascendant or rising sign is what people see. So those three combined are what make you. It's nice to have a balance. Like if you are a Cancer sun sign with an Aries moon, it's a great balance. You want a fire, a water, an earth.
There you go.
Vice versa. It's not so lopsided.
Yeah, Tom, death didn't stop me. God put me back in my body, said, you got work to do, boy. Not yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Only a Leo. Only a Leo Aries could have gone through. There's no stopping it, that man. I guarantee it. That's hilarious. Yeah. No. Lucifer would take the Grim Reaper would take off running the wrong way. The Grim Reaper's like, oh hell no, I ain't touching that. I'll go find me a Scorpio.
Well, he did, and he didn't take me, just saying. So
it's nice to have, like, if you have a double, like I'm a double Libra. It's just so much, it can be very imbalanced. It's great to have different signs. They balance each other out. It makes a very well-rounded person.
yeah, it does. Hang on a second. Hey, Brenda, how you doing? Oh, what we were discussing, you might go back to the beginning and rewatch if you missed it. We were just discussing on Monday nights, every other Monday night, me and Joni get on here and we discuss what's going on in the astrology, how it affects what's going on. Sometimes, personally, sometimes in like government things, if there's a lot going on there, just so people have a better understanding of what's happening and why it's happening. And then we get into some more of these, discussions about stuff like this too, different people's astrology, metaphysical gifts, all different kinds of subjects. So that's what we do here.
Like this week, we were talking about it's a great Pisces week, great for intuition. Work on finding out what your gifts are if you have any spiritual gifts, and it's a great quiet week.
I like quiet weeks.
We need them.
Yes, we do. We've had too many loud weeks. We need a quiet.
Yeah, we do.
Good stuff.
What else do we have?
On my list, yeah. That's the thing. I got my paper lists. I got like 5 sheets of things I need to do, and I'll cross them off, and then I'll make a new one and leave the crossed off stuff on and keep adding. And yeah, there's too much for a dry erase board. It's a good idea though.
I love it. I love whiteboard. I love them. But
you're welcome.
You're more than welcome. We've got next week. We won't have a show, but the 23rd. I should give you a thing to put on Otter's Den that'll type up 22nd, 23rd, because that's going to be a really wild week.
Okay. Yeah, do, and then I'll just make an event for it. Instead of just throwing it out on Monday night, I'll make an event like a week before.
Yeah, post it out there because of that Venus star point. And then the North Node with your destiny is the 26th.
Okay. And that makes sense with the Reiki master's class I'm taking. North Node is your destiny. My sole purpose is helping others and healing. So Boom, there it is. Get her done.
It's got that Mars. You're going to do it because Mars will push it. Gemini is studying. So it's studying. It is studying. So there you go.
Yeah. I see the book right now. I'm probably going to get it out.
You should get it out.
Speaking of getting out, it is about 8 o'clock. It's 8:02, and I know you got to get to bed here pretty soon so you can get to work tomorrow.
Yep.
So before we do, real quick, Joni, you want to tell everybody about your new show that you have coming out?
Yes. Our new show will be starting April 5th. It's a Tuesday, the first Tuesday in April with the Rift Radio Network. It's on 8 o'clock Eastern Time. It is called True Crime Mysteries Beyond the Veil. And it is a show where we are bringing our live missing and homicide cases out. As a show, we're going to have the families come in and interview them. You can go to on Facebook. It's the Rift Network. And we will have our first case will be it's a missing persons case down in Cape Coral, Florida, and the girl's name is Lauren DeMalo. That's been our case for a while. We are going to have her family members join us, where the search is, what happened, Lauren's story. So every week we use forensic astrology, my clairvoyant clues, and that's how we try to solve the missing persons and homicide.
That's awesome.
Oh, and then we're going
to watch that.
And we're going to feature a famous case too, along with the current cases that we are working on. So I think we're going to bring in the first case that we're going to look at is Epstein, his chart.
Oh, I would love to go through that.
Epstein.
Absolutely. That would be sweet.
I'll tell you right when it happened. Guess what? The astrology chart really does not show that he is dead.
Well, there are a lot of things that say the same thing. There's a lot of evidence. It's not evidence that's set in stone. Well, everybody calls it conspiracy theory, but until we know, we're not gonna know. So we just gotta either believe or disbelieve, I guess. It's your own truth, what you want to see. So, but going through this astrology may really help to point that out.
Well, the astrology, it is or it isn't. And then we've got Epstein. We've got one of Jack the Ripper's victims, Marilyn Monroe.
Yay.
Marilyn Monroe's case was really a good case. I got some really good clues with that. A green diary. I didn't know she had a green diary. That was a clue. And then when we researched the clues, sure enough, Marilyn had a green diary.
Interesting.
And I said the injection that killed her was in her left hip. She was shot with a needle in her left hip. And sure enough, our investigation showed that she had on the autopsy report a bruise on her left hip where she had been injected.
That's cool.
That was a good one. And then I said there was water on the nightstand. She had a glass of water right there.
Okay.
Right? The picture said there was no water. Then they said there was water on the nightstand.
So maybe somebody moved it.
We knew we had her with that confirmation because I didn't know about a green diary. The chart showed brothers. We can't see brothers were involved.
Kennedys.
Said brothers. That's what the chart said.
To me, that would say Kennedys, brothers.
That's an interesting one. Oh, you know who else we did? We did Amelia Earhart.
That would be cool.
Yeah, Amelia Earhart was interesting because I'm like, I have never seen somebody with bright her hair was as red as a fire engine, beautifully red hair. And I'm like, Ingrid, why does she have such, there's red hair? It's just unbelievable. It's beautiful. We
Uh-huh.
could not find a color picture of her.
I've only seen
Finally,
black and white.
we found one, bright red hair. It was her. It had to have been her because I'd never seen a colored picture of her. You have to really search.
Okay,
Bright
might have
red
to
hair.
do that.
So who else do we have? Trying to think of the famous ones we've done. There are a couple more. We would do a mystery chart where she would send me a chart just for practice because, and even when you do even find out where your clairvoyant powerhouse is, you have to practice.
Yeah.
It's ongoing. So when we didn't have an active case, she would send me a mystery chart in the morning and I would look at it and tell her what I picked up from the chart. And the one chart she gave me, I said, that really wasn't funny. I said, I've never seen so much freaking blood. It wasn't funny, Ingrid. This was the bloodiest scene I have ever seen in my life with this.
Really?
And I go, and it was pouring down rain. She's like, well, that was Jack the Ripper's last victim. And I'm like,
Aha.
thanks a lot.
That would
Dude,
make sense.
thanks.
That would make absolute sense.
So I mean, we're a good team. And then she maps out actually the astrology chart, and we'll go into this with the show as well. But she actually can do maps with the degrees that will point to directions where people can go search.
I
It's
like
amazing.
that.
It's amazing.
I like the sound of that. I can't wait for that to come out. When are you supposed to have your first show?
April 5th on a
April
Tuesday.
5th. Okay. All right. So we're gonna want to watch out for that.
So we'll show you what we do. And
Yeah.
it's real life. I mean, we are using our real life current cases that you could even look up and follow. And if you're in the area, help search.
Yeah, your missing persons cases. Absolutely.
The families
Absolutely.
need help. They do need help. We've got cases all over. Oh, I'll tell you another one that we're working on too is this is down in Texas, where a fitness instructor was in a church and she was teaching and they caught someone dressed in a SWAT police uniform breaking into the church and the perp is that person. So you can see the person on a video.
Oh wow, cool.
That's one of our famous ones we're working on.
So you can see the shape, the physique.
She's dressed in a SWAT uniform from head to toe with a light on her helmet. And she goes from door to door. Her name is Missy Beaver. It's down in Texas. Just you could Google it, look, and you can see the video.
Interesting. I might have to look for that.
Look at that one. It's creepy. That person, that perp is still at large.
What time is your show going to be?
8 to 9 Eastern.
Eastern. Okay, 8 to 9 Eastern. Perfect. That was one of the questions. Yeah. And then you can join me. I co-host with Dr. Mary Barrett, Teresa Sayers, and Stephanie McPeak on Wednesday nights on Evenings with Mary Barrett. We do all kinds of stuff. We talk about stuff. We do readings for people. Try to help them that way. Talk about some different subjects. So it's kind of a fun show. So check that out. That is on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then what else do I got going? The 20th, the Otter's Den is going to have the Spirit Mechanics on. We're going to have Steve, Brian, Missy, and hopefully Tiff. So that's going to be an interesting show. We're going to talk about doppelgangers and mimics, how the paranormal can affect not only your physical health, but also your mental health. There's one other subject. I can't remember what it was, but I think it's going to be a very educational show. So be sure and check that out. I think that will be at 7 p.m. also. And like I said, every other Monday, me and Joni are here. and I don't have anything going on Thursdays or Fridays yet. Very soon, though, Friday night on the Riff Network, Blog Talk Radio. Me and Howie have a new show starting up that I'm going to be the co-host or the host of, actually. So that's going to be an interesting experience. And as luck would have it, I can see the name, but I can't read it and I can't remember it. Help me out here, girl. I am blanking. It's right here. It's right here.
You'll think of it. What's the show gonna be about?
Kind of a paranormal history. The history of, say, Mothman, and the actual history of how that story came to be. The history of paranormal investigative equipment. It's going to be a lot of truth, a lot of facts. So we're going to run with that kind of line. I believe. Like I said, I still got to get with Howie to get the bait. Get it down pat. But yeah, we're going. Thank you, Renee. You saved me once again. There you go with the Emporium. Yes. So I think it's going to be a fun show to do. It's going to be from 7 to 8 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern. So just an hour of just maybe some educational fun on a Friday night before you go out and get hammered.
All of my family is from Point Pleasant, West Virginia, where Mothman originates. I should go up there and look for Mothman for your show and tape the areas where people have seen Mothman for you.
Oh, that would be cool.
I'm not that far. My entire family's all the McDermotts. All my Irish ancestors are from that area. The McDermotts.
I've got a wee little bit of Irish in me.
We have a lot, but I mean it's close. And I remember Mothman as a kid.
That would be cool. I may take you up on that because I think I figured out how I can throw like little video snippets in here and play them for people that are watching the show.
That would be hilarious.
That would be cool.
Mothman. I will in search of Mothman for Keith's show.
Yeah.
Blast.
Awesome.
And the townspeople would talk to me because all of my family's from there. They would open up.
That'd be cool. I may take you up on that.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll walk around with a camera. Watch Mothman's ass will hang. He'll get on top of the roof of my car and I'll freak out. That'll be my luck. Get this damn thing off my car.
Right. Hang on, let me see it. All right. On that note, what's that?
Have a great week.
You too. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for popping on and having a little bit of fun with us and chatting with us and giving us a hard time here and there. So have a great evening, and we will see you on March. No, today's 27th. No, I'm looking at Saturdays. Hang on, my blonde's hitting.
29th.
Yeah, 29th. We will see you on the 29th.
Bye, hon.